Okay, so we are recording now, Jen. So welcome everybody. I'm glad to be here. I'm happy to see Darlene on today because she's normally got appointments booked today or whatever. And Paul jumping on from on your honeymoon is shows huge dedication. So good for you for being here. Jen wanted me to play this little clip. So I'm just going to share my screen for a second here. Ba, 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 ba. Where did I have that loaded? Let me just see here for a second. I think I had that loaded somewhere. It was a little clip. It was one of John Maxwell's actual it was one of John Maxwell's trainers, I guess you could say. So let me just see if I can share my screen here again, find it. Here we go. Can you all see that?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. This is apparently one of John Maxwell's trainers. It's not John himself, but it's one of his leadership trainers. And it sounds like he's British. I listened to it a couple times, but it's really good.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Minute with Maxwell. My name is Roddy Galbraith from the Maxwell Leadership Certified Team, and today's word is expect. What do you expect? Because expectation is a really powerful force, isn't it? If you think about it, our expectations, what we believe is going to happen in the future, our expectations are grounded in our beliefs. So they're very, very powerful. What we believe will happen is our expectation. And our expectations don't just affect us, they can affect others too. In one of John's books, he talks about an experiment at a school where they got together the teachers, some of the teachers in the school, and they said, "You're the best teachers. We've worked out who the gifted children are in the school, and we want you to spend the whole year as the best teachers with the gifted children, and let's see what we can really achieve for them." And at the end of the year, the results were amazing, blew away everyone's expectations, in fact. The results were amazing. And so the researchers said to the teachers, there's something interesting you should know about this experiment. They weren't the gifted children, they were average children. We selected them at random, and you were able to achieve extraordinary results from them. And the teachers were like, well, of course, we're the best teachers in the school. And they said, there's something else you should know. We selected you at random too. You were average teachers with average children, and you were able to achieve extraordinary results because of your expectations. So expectation is a very powerful thing. It's also, though, if you think about it, if people expect great things from us, if they see us at our best, we lean into that. So it's also a great way to connect. So we help people become better and they like us for it. They lean into it. So it's a great way to connect. So connecting is one of the best skills you can develop as a communicator, and seeing people at their best, expecting great things from them is a great way for them to lean into you and connect with you. That's it. See you again soon on another Minute with Maxwell.
So I guess I can put that down now. 1 second here.
It's gone, Tara.
Is that? Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm not sharing my screen, it's still playing in my background, so I just gotta.
You cannot give what you do not
just gotta
have. You
shut
got to
it
be
down.
bigger on the inside so
Give me
you can
1
become
sec here.
bigger on the outside. It's all about developing myself, investing in me. I tell people all the time, the most important investment that you'll ever make in your life is in you. Hi, I'm Chris Cody. I don't know.
Sorry. There we go. So yeah, expectations. What we expect sometimes comes to fruition, I guess. Um, I expect to get across the washout, and so I'm going to get across the washout in the road. So come come Saturday, I'm actually going up, ladies, on Saturday. It's the first time I've been able to get in and get back. Um, but expectations, I mean, I think it's a great thing to um, see that what you expect you can achieve. I'm sure Kevin, when he went out turkey hunting, expected to get his birds. And every year he's been successful because he expects to be. And so I think that's a really powerful training that Jen put out. And I apologize for not posting my income producing activities tracker because I was traveling a lot and my body clock was kind of messed up a bit, but I was in England and it was just you're so busy. I just didn't have the time to keep marking it, but I do have it caught up because I took notes and I do have it all caught up now. So I'm being accountable. I just didn't post it. I'm happy to post it, but you can see with me the week that I was sort of overlapping the traveling and got back here and sort of reconnoitered, I didn't have that great of a week because I had other things going on and I only had 133 points, which is not bad, but it's we can only do what we can do. So the last couple of trips to England have been very powerful. I'm on a call at 1 o'clock today with Christoph and Eva to talk about Norway. So we have the opening of Turkey too. So I will be posting the link if you know of anybody in the area of Turkey. Then that will be something that we can invite people to. Or I'm not personally going to Turkey, but it certainly is an area that we're opening up and building. And I agree with you, Paul, as well, that we should be opening in Australia, and I'm sure that's in the game plan somewhere down the road. But as Jay has always said, it's around $4 million to open a market.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So between legal fees and finding a distribution center and stocking inventory in to fulfill orders and launches, not just as simple as turning the key and a turnkey operation. So maybe we'll start with Heather. Let's talk about your last week, Heather.
I had an amazing week. But it was I was talking to Jen last night and I said to her, we do a lot of stuff that is not going on our income tracking activities that really are income tracking activities. So we have to figure out a way to slot them in there. Because I find myself taking advantage of opportunities now that I never would have imagined before. Yesterday, I was playing cribbage in the senior games up here. They're all over the province, but in the senior games, they're held in every area. And on a side note, that's an excellent avenue to check out for doing presentations. So I was with another guy and we were playing in the cribbage tournament down in Cobden. And I had planned on meeting the coordinator of the senior games up here, but she just happened to be there. And when she said, I'm Val, I said, are you Val Hinsberger? And she said, yes. I said, Val, I was going to come and see you. Is there any chance I could put a booth in at your pickleball event up in Deep River? And she said, well, what do you have? Well, let me show you. So I got up and did the demo with her, and there were 3 other people on her little committee that were standing there and watching, and they were asking questions about it. But if you're ready, you can take advantage of any of those opportunities. And yesterday, you can cut me off, Terry, if I'm going on and on.
No, okay.
Yesterday, I went down and did a show on the weekend with Jean Poirier in Alexandria. And when I got down there Saturday night, we had dinner and then we were having a few drinks. And I said, we're going to have a new MO. I said, did you watch the Rob Sperry training? And she said, no. I said, well, it was excellent. And he said, you have to have your own line. You have to have your own script to come across to people to present your business opportunity. So I was talking to her about it and we came up with a little script that would suit both of us. Well, we started using it at this show in Alexandria and it works.
Really?
Works, yes. So we have a bunch of prospects lined up. And because Darlene Reimer challenged me to follow-ups because I'm really bad at it, we started telling people, look we are going to give you a call in a week to follow up with you. Do you object? Is that okay with you? Nobody's going to say no. And they're all saying yes, and they're giving us their information. And we've already started doing that. But no, this is exciting. And I think we are being very selfish doing this by ourselves, this little accountability group, because I think my whole team needs this
Mhm.
Yeah,
because it makes
I
you more
agree.
accountable.
I agree, Heather, 100%.
Yeah.
I, I would love for Jen to open this up a little bit to the broader team of Pagination. I don't want to start something, obviously, to compete with this whatsoever. But I think that, having the opportunity for everybody to come on once a week and show their accountability, and those that join will want to be accountable. I mean, I joined this group, and I wanted to be in this group so I could be accountable not only to me but to my teammates. Because it's one thing to talk the talk, you know what I mean? But you got to walk the walk. And I know you talk a pretty big game about fishing, Heather, and you have proven it a few times. So I love the way you walk the walk and talk the talk. But I've seen that. Yes.
Awesome.
But
Geez,
yeah,
I wonder why I keep that there.
can you share that the Robsbury script that you used at the show at all, Heather? Like what you
And what he said was, and what intrigued me about what he was talking about was, he said, you have to come up with your own script. Doesn't matter who sends you their text on their script, don't use it because it has to be your own, it has to be genuine, has
Yeah.
to come directly from you. He said, but when you're presenting the opportunity, give them an out. And he explained, he said, and I can get you on an opportunity call. I think you, and always point out, I think you will be really interested in this, and I think you will find this very interesting. Point
Mhm.
out that it's going to be beneficial to them and say, but look at, um, if you get on there and you're not interested, there's absolutely no obligation because then people aren't feeling like they are being pressured. And it's funny because we started doing that to people saying, look at, there's an amazing business opportunity. We would like to give you an invite for a training call to take a look at the business opportunity, or we'd like to jump on a call with you. No obligation, but we think you'd find it really interesting. And as soon as you do that, people are taking away the, oh, geez, they're being pushy.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we were trying that and it really worked. So we have, well, I have probably three, and Jen probably has three prospects that are interested in follow-ups and following up.
Yeah. Well, I think it comes right back to the fact that we're not trying to get somebody. We're not
Yep.
trying to,
Yeah.
force something upon them, that we're simply becoming professional sharers. And, I think we have to be that. We are technology sharers, and it's a great way to put it that I think you would really enjoy listening to this opportunity. And if not, no obligation. Yeah, I love that side of it. Because people
Was
don't,
that recorded?
pardon me?
Yes, it
Was that
was.
one recorded? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, the
But I
one.
don't know where it's posted.
Yeah,
Sorry, Terry.
I think it might be in our group. I think Jen may have posted in our group. I'm not sure.
But it was excellent. And before I hang up here, before I go, one thing that Lori said yesterday, Lori was like, that was a powerful call. And when Lori was talking about, don't hide the fact that it's an MLM, be proud of it. We had so many people after we were talking to them about the business opportunity, and this is what ends up on our things. I've been in MLMs.
Yeah.
He said, I'm Terry, he's Jerry, and we've both been in a couple of MLMs and we did really good at them. And yeah, we'd be interested in taking a look. So yeah,
I
I'm
think
not chasing anybody anymore.
that's great, Heather. That's amazing. And Michelle, why don't we hear how your week went?
Yeah. So I didn't post my tracker sheet for a couple of reasons. One, I need a new one because I forgot to make a copy of that one, so I don't know where to get a new tracker sheet. So
It's in the files tab on the Pagination group.
okay, so I'll do that. But the other reason why I didn't do it because my week has been a little like I think Heather was saying, we do a lot of things that really aren't on that list. So what happened with me, I'll just give you this quick update. My sister introduced me to the Patches, and she's a very busy real estate agent. And so I had said to her, you may as well sign up as an associate. And maybe at some point you may develop it as a business. You never know. And she's like, oh, I don't have time for that. I'm like, just do it anyway, because you can get the Patches at a discount, and you can also keep it open as an opportunity, as an option. So then we got talking about it, and suddenly something, a spark got, ignited in her. And she's like, show me how it works. Like, show me the business thing. And I kind of showed her quickly. I said, if we could just simplify this and just like three people helping three people. And I showed her the income potential of the model. And she's like, why don't we do this together? I'm like, oh my God, that's so great. I love having someone to do it with. Like, I love having a partner right
Mhm.
alongside me doing it with, right? So we together have spent the last week putting together a whole plan for how the two of us are going to work together and launch this and make it successful. It's not a matter of if it's, we want to talk about expectations. It's just a matter of, you know, getting it going. So we're shooting some videos, and I've been writing scripts. And this morning we shot a video, and both of us are on it. So we're doing a lot of those kinds of things that really aren't on that income tracking sheet right yet.
Sure.
But within the next couple of weeks, we'll be doing those income tracker things more often. But this for the past week and for the next week, it's going to be shooting videos and putting a funnel together for for taking people through a process of, here's the introduction, this video. We want to kind of just shoot our own thing. That's, taking people from beginning to signing up and working with us, partnering with us, I guess, in a franchise. So yeah, so we're both really excited.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
I think that, the nice thing about this business, Michelle, is you can do it your way. It doesn't have
yeah,
to be somebody else's way.
yeah,
The main thing is to be accountable to yourself.
yeah,
And as Lori pointed out, last night quite clearly, do the work. Do the work.
yeah,
Show
yeah,
up and do the work, and whatever that is. But along with what that little clip was today, expect to make in 2 months or 3 months or
yeah,
one, whatever, expect to make $1,000.
yeah. Oh,
And so,
we both have it as an intention that we're going to hit the 43,000 a month by the end of the year. That's our target, the
good for
two of
you.
us. So yeah, and like the two of us, we're both really, our work ethic is really strong, the two of us. And when we get on fire about something, we get excited. There's no stopping us. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when and how. Like, we're just going to keep working, making it until we find a system that works for us and
Sure.
make it work. So
And I don't know whether you guys caught this from Lori last night, but she is very, very adamant about three-way calls, about three-way presentations and leveraging leaders. And the other thing is
right,
that
okay, yeah,
the
yeah,
other thing that I think was powerful that she said, based on a one-team philosophy, is find someone you're comfortable with to work
yeah,
with, and I think that's very important. I've, collaborated with a number of people, Eva, Ricky James, Nicole Prophet. We have another practitioner call coming up on the 21st of this month. At 8 p.m. So if you want to mark that in your calendars, I'll have the post up very soon. But I'm collaborating with them so that we can all benefit. And so, collaboration with people that you're comfortable working with, I think is great. They don't necessarily have to be in your financial line.
right, yeah,
So good for you, Michelle. And I think that's great that you're focused on what you want to do in your business, and here's what your expectations are between the two of
yeah,
you. We
yeah,
expect to be doing 43,000 in volume a month by the end of the year. Good
yeah,
for you. That's a great goal, because I also believe that if you want to be successful in this business, you have to work at it for 5 years. If you want to be a multiple six-figure earner, you got to work at it hard for 5 years. But 5 years is going to pass anyways.
yeah,
And so, do you still want to be the, hamster on the wheel running and expecting, doing the same thing and expecting different results. And I think we all know that to sacrifice, we've all made them. We've all made sacrifices in our lives to get something or to be better at something, whether it's for our kids. We've all made sacrifices for our kids, for our families. And it's hard to remember those sacrifices. But if you want to change something in this, you're joining forces with your friend Michelle, you're making the sacrifice to do the videos and everything else, and it's all going to pay off.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. And I've seen it, and I'm not a network marketer. I'm just a hard worker.
Yeah.
And I think that they can go hand in hand. And I'm still trying to learn. I'm learning that these collaborations with Eva and Lori, and I'm going to have Eric on there and a number of people to do subtle little trainings because I think we pick up all kinds of little nuggets
Hmm.
when we have those people on that are experienced and have reached ranks that we all want to hit. And so, success leaves clues. It
Yeah,
sure does. So,
exactly.
bravo, good for you. How about you? Let's get Paul, because Paul, you probably want to get back to your thing. How was your week?
There we go. My week was busy, but not so much on the business front.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been so it was just a week ago. Friday was our wedding, and then a bunch of stuff on the weekend, and then we left Monday for Amsterdam. Well, for yeah, flying to Amsterdam, and then we spent the last five days with relatives because I Lorraine's never been to Holland, and so I said to her, I said, "Well, it's a good opportunity for you to meet some of your new 600 relatives." So lo and behold, we got here. Oh my God, they had all kinds of things planned that we didn't even realize, and
Wow.
so they went to a lot of trouble to put big dinner together for us and all that sort of thing. So, but here's the thing. I tell everybody, uh, doesn't matter, you can take a vacation, but do something every day.
Yeah.
Like you just, you don't, right now, in all honesty, I'm not doing a lot. You know, we just got on the cruise last night and left today, but I'm already meeting people,
Hmm.
and uh, people love talking about their aches and pains.
Hmm. Yeah.
True.
Especially on we've got a lot of older couples and people on the cruise, and but yeah, we've got a good mix. We've got 17 Canadians on here. We've got the UK. We've got a bunch, but I mean, there's only 158. We got three. For every three people on board, we have a crew member. So I'm not quite used to that. I want to go up and get something, and no, 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 no. What do you want? Sit down. We'll get it for you.
Wow. Wow.
Um, but I definitely can see, and here's the thing for me. I haven't talked to a lot of people. I've talked, when they ask what you do, I said, well, I'm retired, but I'm working harder than I did when I worked. So
Right.
I said, I have a little business that I work with, and I'm just keeping it. We got 15 days to get 14 more days together, and it's getting to build those. It's amazing even in a day how many relationships Lorraine and I have built on this cruise, and you got to get to know people, and then when you talk to them, um, they're not so,
There's a level
you
of
know,
trust there. It's relationships, isn't it, Paul?
exactly. It's building that relationship, and as people, and then you're sitting privately, or somebody comes in, and one lady there too. I just said, "Hey, when we go, after dinner, let's get together. I have something that I think might be able to help you."
Nice.
And then, and just take that approach. And I can tell you, especially when you're on something like this, where It's a small group. You're together for 14 days. We're going to hit Cologne, Germany tomorrow, and there's all kinds of, depending on which tour you take or whatever. But either way, there's usually walking, there's, people are going to be hurt. And what
Well,
I've
the
always
nice thing is,
found is
the
if you
nice thing
get
is,
one or
Paul,
two people, right?
well, the nice thing is we're open in all those countries probably that you're going to.
Exactly. We are. And here's the other thing. It doesn't take long when somebody, when I end up putting a pain patch on her tonight and she gets some relief, don't think that's not going to get through this ship in like
Yeah.
lots, in mega time, right? And just, and that's the way I prefer to, drop the nuggets and people will pick them up and say, you know, let's try this. You got nothing to
Good for
lose.
you,
You got
Paul.
nothing to lose.
Yeah,
So,
well, keep us informed.
yep,
Planting those seeds
I
and
will.
those relationships is
I
all
will.
part of this industry, all part of the business. And I mean, look at all of us didn't know each other at one point, right?
Exactly.
We
And
all have.
and we know the power of referrals and just and ask people to refer you
Yeah.
or who do they know?
Uh-huh.
Because they may not be interested in the business opportunity, but they may have a family member that, they know is looking to make some extra money,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So
That again
it
is just where we're taking opportunities to share when the opportunities present. And those opportunities
right.
always present during conversation of
That's
some
right.
sort, right?
That's
And
right.
so
So
it can be a subtle introduction, or it can be, you have to feel out that situation, don't you, Paul, where you say, okay, this person's really ready to hear. They need some serious help right away,
yeah.
and away you go. So good for you, Paul.
Yeah. So
Enjoy
that's kind of, it's
enjoy
got to come
your,
naturally. You don't
yeah,
really
enjoy,
plan, you don't plan these things. But they will happen. I just celebrated 8 years with Super Patch, and you
congrats.
know, um, if I think about over that time, the number of people I've helped, the number of people that got a start in making some extra money, and it does start to, like you say, you got to work hard for 5 years, or you continue to work hard, but
Yeah.
all of a sudden you start to see openings, and
Well, we're
Heather, I'll tell
all
you right
learning to be
now,
better.
it's all follow up. You got
Yeah,
to
and
make sure you got a system where you can follow up with people.
we're all learning to be better networkers for sure, right?
Right.
So
So
that's great.
thanks
Well, enjoy your
everybody,
honeymoon.
and I
Enjoy
will
your honeymoon. If
see
you
you
have
next
to,
week.
yeah, if you have to run, Paul, go
Yeah.
ahead. We're going to hear from
All
Darlene
right.
now.
Okay.
And thanks for sharing, Paul.
All right. I'll listen to the replay after to catch the end of it. Thanks.
Perfect. No worries. Thanks for jumping on. Hey, Dar.
How's it going?
Good. Glad to see you're on here today.
Yeah. So yeah, my week was pretty good. I had a show on the weekend, but it was a combination show. So it's one that I do every year for photography. And then they let me do my little side piece with Super Patch. So they allow me to have two booths in one, because I'm there with the photography basically to say that I haven't retired from that yet.
Mhm.
But I don't really push that. That's just to be there because I want to do this other thing too. But it's kind of two birds with one stone. But it's interesting how the two worlds will often collide, and it allows me to do more conversation. So one of the things in my photography booth is that really weird picture that I have of myself with all the hands all over it. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
It's a little bit freaky. It's a little bit bizarre, and it definitely draws attention. And so the people that will stop and take a look at that will often have a mental health story. And in listening to the mental health story, it's satisfying my need that I touch them with a photograph. It satisfies my need that I'm able to listen to them because I'm an advocate for that kind of thing.
Sure.
But then it also allows me to talk to them about, hey, we have something that I have found was beneficial for something that I didn't think I needed. Would you be open to take a look at this? And so it kind of, like I say, it kind of brings all those worlds together as far as being able to use the photography to reach out to people for Super Patch. So that was where it's kind of where you can always use it if you're willing to listen to people and hear their story. It does take time. It's a little bit different than Lori was very black and white yesterday as far as business is business, and get up early and do your thing. And
Yeah.
I tend to not get out of bed quite as I was like I like to get out of bed before 7, but she's got 6 kids and I had 2, and I was like good with that. So, but it's also being willing to do the work in between. So that was cool. So I did a bunch of demos there, and I was able to finally sign up somebody who's been talking about coming on board for quite a while. I've been kind of dripping on her for quite some time. She is coming on as a glorified customer, which again, I got kind of humbled with Lori's talk about don't sign up your customers as associates. But I did and there was a reason behind that though, and that's where I think that whole intentionality and your goals and what you're taking a look at why you're doing something. She has a massive family that's very interconnected, and her husband, I had given them some patches at the last show that we were at, and so he deals with sleeplessness, insomnia, anxiety, a bit of depression. Like there's a whole gamut of things going on with him, and he has found the patches to be incredible, and he's now off of his medication. And so she's like, yeah, sign me up. Like, this is great. So I do feel like she's not going to be the builder, but there will be somebody in her family that will. And now that she has the ability to order patches for her family, that's where my intention is to start following up with her family members and say, hey, she's got these things. Have you tried them yet? And it's like, oh, no, but if she's got them, they must be good. It's kind of one of those things. So that's where my intention was there. And I don't know if Kevin's going to hear me because he's just headed out the door. But when you talk about what to expect and how that terminology can kind of, it's the same as I guess you could put it into the manifestation world, where when you expect something, you're actually just basically saying, this is what I want, and this is what I expect. The difference between manifestation, to me, manifestation always puts that little bit of a hope in there, where expectation is no, it's a matter of fact. And that's something that when he goes out turkey hunting, he says, well, I'm going to get one.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, I can relate to
and
that
it's the
for
same
sure.
thing. Yeah, like there's definitely a bit of making it happen emotionally and mentally before it happens that will give you that best case scenario. Because when you go saying, I'm going to sign up as an associate today, not only are you now looking who is that going to be, you're more open to those, oh, maybe it's them, and then you're more likely to have that conversation with them, as opposed to, oh, I hope I get a new associate today. There's a definite difference between hope and expect. And that's where I think that talk at the beginning was very powerful, as far as setting those expectations, not goals or manifestations, but actual expectations.
Yeah. And I
So
agree. I mean, I have a little bit different philosophy. People have to understand Lori's been doing this for 40 years.
Yeah.
She has an incredible network worldwide. And when
Yeah.
she talks about just bringing on a team from the Netherlands, it would be bringing on a pre-structured team. In other words, she would write out how many people were going to join, whether it was 25 people or whatever. She would have that already structured.
Yeah.
Right? Because she deals with networkers. Well, we don't
Yeah.
have that luxury. And so
No.
I kind of disagree with her a little bit on the fact that don't bring people on as just wholesale members. And
I
I'm like,
know.
well,
I get the point though, but it also it will depend on the person, and that's why I say, like, I had my intention for this lady, and she's going to fill that intention,
well, here's the
subconsciously
thing.
or whatever.
And people that have come on there, we know that have come on just to buy products have been elevated and moved to a builder. So I believe that that's the categories I talk with when I do my training. We have customers that make up our TGQV. Our total group qualifying volume is made up of
Yeah.
customers. It's made up of wholesale. I call them wholesale associates that want to just buy the
Mm-hmm.
product at the best price, that can be sort of walked up the stairs to learn about the opportunity. When they're already an associate just buying product the best, it gives you another opportunity to talk to them about the business, with, did you know what you might be missing? But I try to qualify that before I, sign them up. And people that
Yeah.
I sign up, just as wholesale members. I don't announce them in our team page either.
No, and I haven't done that either.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Because of that, I don't want to scare them off, but I will also, there's also that, how come you haven't invited me? Because, well, you decided you were just going to be a glorified customer. Well,
yeah.
what if I don't want to be? It's like, well, there's your
Well,
door. You
and
know, you're
that
welcome
comes
to come
right
in.
back to qualification at the time.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think it's very important that all of us say, okay, that's great. You just want to sign up. But it's incumbent upon me to tell you what you may be missing without buying a kit. If all of a sudden
Yeah.
you decide to build this 15, 20, 30 days from now, you won't be able to qualify for the fast start bonuses. And
Mhm.
I'm trying to identify and get you exactly what you want, not what I want. I already know what I want. And
Yeah,
I want you to be part of my worldwide distribution network, but here's what
yeah.
you might be forfeiting if you don't. Look at this. Whatever your choice is your choice. But I think that it's one of the categories, Star, for of our four areas. We have customers, we have wholesale members that just want to sign up, get their feet wet, dive in later, maybe, transition them later. We have practitioners that may just want to be, and I also go through, with the practitioner saying, hey, would you humor me for a second here? They're like, what? And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, if people start asking to sign up, you're fine with referring them all to me. And what if two or three people you refer to me make me $50,000 to $75,000 a year because you chose not to? Would you be mad at me if I told
Mhm.
you that? So I said, all I want you to do is be aware that for $40, you can sign up as an associate. You don't have to buy kits, you don't have to do anything, and you can sign your clinic underneath you. And just on the off chance that somebody in your clinic is a network marketer and they want to learn all about this, you're going to be okay referring them, right? And they stop dead in their tracks. They're like, well, maybe that isn't the best way to sign up with just a practitioner. And all you're doing, or all I'm trying to do, is give them enough information so they can make an informed decision. Because
Mhm.
I don't ever want somebody coming back on me and saying, oh, you didn't tell me this. You didn't tell me that this. And so, whether they choose to hear it, but you've done your due diligence, you've done your job to nail that down. So I'm totally in agreement that if somebody wants to sign up with just a membership so they can buy the product at the best price, I have no problem with that because there's been thousands that do that, literally thousands that do that, and they're all part of Jay's network.
Yeah.
They're all buying
Well,
volume.
my biggest builder is Edna. I mean, she has the biggest team
Yeah.
on in my downline, and she said, I don't want to do this as a business. When she signed up, it says, I don't want to do this as a business. I said, you don't have to. And then she called me 2 weeks later. She said, I have to. I have no choice. They keep coming at me, and I'm like, sorry.
Ken Moyer did the same thing.
You know?
Remember the first
Yeah.
time? I don't want to hear about the business. Talk to the hand. Okay. But,
Mhm.
so I agree with, the fact that, I don't have, experienced big networkers in my, circle of influence. I have
Yeah.
people that are becoming network marketers, but I've only been in it 10 years, right? So, 20 years down the road or another 10 years down the road, I've been in it 20 years. If something happened, then I have a network of people that are networkers that have built and understand it that would then, align with me in some cases. But I think that planting the seed, having them in, Darlene, I don't think you ever have to worry about that. I'm all for it and I'll support that. And help to just explain. And we do our due diligence. We give people enough information to make an informed decision. And after we give them that information, if they want to just stay on as a wholesale associate and order products when they want, then that's great. It's all part of our network. So I think it's a good thing.
I think
Perfect.
we're all going to steal your line, Terry, about humor me if people want to sign up. And I think Michelle's comment about sign them up as wholesale associates, but then you have the opportunity left open to you. I think that's a great line as well.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like you, I was feeling humbled for signing a person up just recently as a wholesale member. But then she's starting to talk about doing the business. So
Yeah, it's planting those seeds and as I said, we don't have a network of networkers. that are professional network marketers. At least I don't. So what I'm trying to do is get people in my worldwide distribution network and then educate them. And all it is with the practitioners that I found is just say, okay, I just need to do my due diligence here. You have to humor me for 5 minutes so I can explain something. And if your choice is your choice, I respect it 100%. But I never want somebody to come back to me and say, well, you didn't tell me that I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that. And I'm like, I'm afraid I did. Afraid I did.
Yeah.
Right. And
And
so,
I have that benefit of that. I don't say that poll, but I have both accounts. So when I talk to my practitioners, I basically say, this is what you can do as a practitioner, and it won't go against any college regulations or anything like that.
Yeah.
However, I have both accounts, and this is why. And then I just tell them my experience. It's like I have one to build my business so that I have another stream of income, and then I have the practitioner account that I do because I'm a massage therapist. So,
yeah.
and they're like, oh, you can do both. It's like, well, technically you can, because one is in your off hours and one is in your hours. So you're not, you technically can. So
Yeah, and then
like,
that opens the door to and that opens the door to explain the business, because really, if all of a
Yeah.
sudden organically they start to build, and if Eva talks about organic building all the time, Eva Angelopoulos, and
on
so
that actually happened with my last show that was the week before. The physiotherapist that was across the way, she's like, and she pulled the line that Jay said would come. Well, if I make people better faster, they're not going to be coming in as much. I said, yes, but you've just created another stream of income, because they're going to come back to you to get your patches, and they're going to tell other people that these patches work, and your physiotherapy treatments were doing better with it. So now you're going to get an influx of new people by personal referral because your results are better. And she just, the light bulb went off. Says, oh, I never thought of that. So,
and you open up
again,
more,
it's just,
you open up more appointment times to
Yeah.
bring those new customers,
Yeah.
because they're not having to go quite as often. So
yeah.
yeah, it's great from that standpoint. So I'm excited. Also, just a reminder to remind your teams too that the Flex 40 kit, Jay kept on again with 12.99 BV, and I think that's been great. Heather, you probably have seen the benefit of the Flex 40 kit.
Yeah, it's awesome for anybody that does shows, and we have totally changed our um ideas about shows. Ever since our little meeting at your lodge last year, Terry, when we decided to sell the business instead of the patches at the shows, all my people have totally changed their mind on shows. And that Flex 40 kit is it's just a bonus for doing that, because people are come to us. We're not having to go out and look for them. You stand there and they come to you. So no, that is a really good benefit to anybody that's doing shows.
Well,
I
I'm
want to introduce you guys to Joan. Joan is one of our associates from Quebec. She just came over to swap some patches, but she's sitting in on our call.
Hi, Joan.
Hey, Joan. Nice to
And
meet you.
so yeah, she's just over on the other side of the river here. But
Oh, perfect.
uh,
Perfect.
so she's sitting in with us.
I've sat in that room a number of times, Joan. It's a beautiful room. I am always afraid that polar bear is going to come off the wall and attack me.
She hasn't seen him. He's behind her.
Yeah.
He's behind her.
So I just want you guys to know that I'm pushing too for a Flex 20 kit.
Yes. Perfect.
That's
Thank you.
that's $6.99.
Yeah. Terry, can I ask you a question about the Flex 40? So say if I sign somebody up today
Mhm.
and they sign on as an associate. So the Flex 40, that includes their membership as well? Like-
Don't think
No,
so.
the Flex 40 doesn't include the membership.
Okay.
So
And that's okay. I just want to make sure I know, so I'm not.
I'm gonna double check that. I don't
I'm
think
just
it
going to
does.
say
I think
goodbye. I have to go back to work.
okay.
Okay.
Bye, Dar.
Bye, darling. Okay, so and then like people get 25% off their first order. Does that go for the kits as well?
No, kits are totally
Okay.
different. 25% off is only for customers.
Okay, that's all I needed to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are 25. I'm going to double check with the Flex 40. I can't remember whether it includes membership. It may at sign up, because it's now one of the options at sign up, right?
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. So
I'm not sure. I'm going to just double check that and find out for sure, because I really haven't checked it in since it launched.
Right, because that's the one I'm going to recommend when we sign people
Oh,
up. I'm going to recommend that one, and
100%.
because
Yeah.
I like having the option of choosing the patches. So yeah, I'll need to know if they need to sign, if they need the membership first, or if that includes it, and
Yeah,
that's
I'll
all.
find as soon as we get done on this call, I'll just look in. You can also look if you go in, if you click on your replicated website,
Yeah,
where it says become an associate, Michelle,
yeah,
it'll open up just like you're signing up yourself. And so
yeah.
you can click on make sure it's Canada. You don't even have to follow the chart. You just scroll down, and it'll show you the actual kits that are available at sign up in each country. And the Flex 40 will be there, and it'll describe whether
Okay,
includes the membership,
yeah.
and qualifies you for the fast start bonuses as well.
It
So
does qualify you
yes, for the fast, as long as it's done at sign up, right?
as long as it's done at sign up.
Yes.
Okay, and so um, I'm going to ask you this because my sister, she signed up as an associate a couple of months ago.
Mhm.
And so if she gets that now and she starts building her network, she's not going to qualify for those bonuses.
No, no,
Okay,
unfortunately.
and that's all right. I just needed to know that. Like I didn't tell her she would, so she's not missing out on anything that, yeah.
Yeah, so the reason they do that is they're trying to get people that are business peoples to set them up with their business right away with
Right away. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
so there's
Okay.
incentives to buy it at time of sign up, but I'm
Yeah.
going to double check on that because what happens sometimes, Jay changes the rules sometimes
Yeah.
and doesn't let the associates necessarily know. And he does on a leadership call, and it's the leaders that are supposed to let their teams know and filter out
Right.
from there. But in our leadership training in West Palm Beach, I said, is there any chance that corporate could send out an email? Because they
Right.
have everybody in the database, like, could they just send
Yeah.
out an email? And then as leaders, we can say, hey, did you, put a post? Did you see the email? Check your spam,
Yeah.
check your
Right.
whatever. So,
Yeah.
but I'm going to double check on that Flex 40 kit because there were some different rules with the Flex 40 based on the fact that the BV was so high
Okay.
on it. So, it's 100% BV, which most times the BV is not at 100%, right?
Okay.
So, and the BV is just your business volume.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I'll check that out for you today, and I'll send you a message. But
Thanks,
you can
Mary.
check it yourself. Just double check yourself and go in, click on in your back office. It'll open up. Click on make sure you're on Canada, and then just scroll through the sign up sheet, and it'll
Yeah.
come to the part where all the kits that are available and what they include on that. And I'm also going to double check that because some of those kits, if you buy the kit after sign up and it's your first order after sign up, and let's say you buy a kit 15 days after you sign up, or somebody that buys a kit 15
Yeah.
days, it still qualifies them for the fast start bonuses, but they only have 15 days now because it's in a
I
30,
got you. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's at the time of purchase. So
Yeah.
I'm going to check and see whether that happens with the Flex 40 because some people just don't have the money to sign up at the time, and all of a sudden they get the money, and it's a week's gone by or 2 weeks have gone by.
Right.
They want to go.
Yeah.
But some people also wait and get three people, right, ready to go that will all agree to buy a kit if we all sign up today. Boom. And they sign up and get their kit themselves. They have three more people that sign up in the same day with a kit, and now that person qualifies for the fast start and the fast start, which is the hat trick, and the driver bonus, which is another 200.
Yeah.
So
Terry, so the two other questions. So one, like a pack of patches in Canada is $60 retail.
correct.
What is the price US?
$60 US.
Oh, it's just US. Okay, good.
They
So
pay
it's
in their every country pays in their own currency, and
yeah.
it's equal to what.
Okay, great. So that, and there was something else I was just going to ask you. Lost it now.
Yeah, just send me a message if it comes to you or whatever.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, Flex 40 kit. I want to encourage everybody to because I'm sort of shifting our call a little bit. We used to do an opportunity. We were trying different things. We did the
Yeah.
opportunity for the first half of the call. Well, with Jay on the leadership call yesterday, there's no sense in doing that. We should just leverage the Tuesday and Thursday night calls that are being done with associates, Eric Lecaire, Steve Schultz. They're both great presenters. Terry Newsom's a great presenter who's corporate. So rather than trying to line up people for our Monday night call, I want to make our Monday night call more about stories, more about telling people's experience, more about listening to leaders that come on and what they're doing in their business, kind of like what we're doing today,
Yeah.
because the opportunity call is different than a team call, right? And a team call is to where we can do things like this, Michelle, and open it up and ask questions and
Yeah.
make it like an open mic. So I'm going to encourage everybody on our next call to leverage the corporate the corporate calls for the opportunity.
Yeah, that's great. So the other question that I have that I forgot and I just remembered, the smart ship, if you set up the smart ship and it's 4 packs, if you set it up with the 4 packs, they're just paying for 3.
Yep. Yep.
And I know the commission is different at different levels, but I have no idea how to calculate commission right now. So what is the commission on that? Like if I sign somebody up and they get the 4.
Did I send you my slide deck that I presented on that? That I presented here on how to build a business? Did I send you that? Because it's one of the slides.
Oh, okay, no, I don't recall seeing that.
So because there's you're paid spiffs, what they call it. It's like a pat on the back from corporate on top
Yeah.
of commissions. So I show it at different levels I show it at senior associate. I show it at what you would receive if you were team level and above, and I show it as a level 1 and a level 2 bonus. Because
I
as
know.
you hit ranks, the comp plan opens.
I know. It's all way too confusing and I hate looking at that thing. Like I want a simple way to understand this.
No,
Like
and
all
with
of these different levels and volume and all that kind of stuff, it just makes my head spin.
yeah,
Like,
and I get that, and that's why I teach don't worry about the volume, because 90% of top leaders in network marketing don't understand the comp plan totally.
and I don't really care about it, to be honest with you. Like I really just want to know.
Neither
So
do I.
I just
Neither
want to
do
know
I.
what's the commission on this? 4 packs a month. What is the commission that you make off one person?
One person, so it depends what level you are as an associate. If
Right.
you're a senior associate, you make 10%
Okay.
or 11%. Sorry. If you're a team leader or above, you make 15 on your first level. So it changes. And in that slide deck, there's the comp plan at a glance. Also,
Yeah.
in the back office under resources, it'll show
Yeah.
you the comp plan at exact. If you click on resources, it'll show you the comp plan at a glance as well. But I
Okay.
can I can message you or email you my slide deck that has the comp plan at a glance that you can look at. And I tell people simply look at 2 things. Look how the comp plan opens as you build volume.
Yeah.
Okay, because the 3 getting 3 will get you to rank. Steve Schultz does another training that talks about getting 2 people, and then if you want to get a bonus of 2 free packs, get a third person. Well, in the comp plan, as you grow, you need 3 legs because they draw on 3 legs to sustain rank, because there's both volume and structure that come into play as you grow your business.
Yeah.
And the reason they do that is they don't want, let's say you signed up an amazing network marketer, and that network marketer put 5,000 people in your leg. You didn't do a thing.
Yeah.
That networker did a thing. Then that networker could build your whole business and you could cross your feet and relax and drink pina coladas all day. So they don't want you doing that. So that's why they have a 3-leg unilevel system, so that you have to build 3 legs, and they only take a maximum of 60% of any one of your legs towards your rank qualification of volume.
Okay, so how do I know when I'm signing somebody up where they're going on the legs? Like if they're all going underneath a person or if
You
they're
have a
going up.
choice. You have a choice on that.
You
Okay.
do?
Yes, in your back office, and I can go through that. They all go into into a holding tank, and
Yeah.
you have to place them before the end of the month. So if you sign
Okay.
somebody up, let's say, because it just defaults to everybody goes on your front line, well, you need to build deep, not wide.
Okay,
right?
I got
So
you.
the
Okay,
nice
so
thing
when
is-
I get there, I'll go take a look at it.
yeah,
I'm just
don't worry
curious.
about, just know that
Yeah.
if you sign somebody up, they go into a holding tank in your back office, and it's called strategic placement.
Yeah.
And it's in your back office. And when you open the strategic placement tab, it'll show the people that are sitting there. And then you just decide based on structure, and I'm here to help you with that, of where you want to place them. And so
Okay.
the nice thing is about placing them, Michelle, and the reason for that is that you can help somebody get to rank to open
Right.
up.
I get it. Yeah. I'm just was wondering how to do it, but
Yeah.
I'll cross that bridge when I get there.
Yeah, when you get there, we can look at your structure, we can look at your team and decide. Some of it's a bit of a guesswork, but
Yeah.
I tell people don't put somebody on your front line that's not going to build.
Right.
You'll always be their personal sponsor, but you need three legs to build.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you can't continue to just work on one, but eventually you have to find three builders that get the whole financial responsibility thing and build three legs. And if you do it in 30 days and you find those three people in 30 days, the company then pays you a bonus.
Yeah.
And that's the 200 and the 200, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, when you get to that, please just reach out and I'll do my best to guide you or make suggestions. It's ultimately your decision of where you keep them, if you want to keep them on your front line. I have about, well, because the old structure was different, Michelle, I have 85 people on my front line, which does me really no good.
So
So
85 across?
yes,
Oh, I see. Instead of building down, like
comp
you've got
plan, yeah, but the
right
comp plan was, you know,
different then.
at the time.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I would have loved to have been able to say, hey, you got 30 days to move people.
Yeah. Right.
But at that time, they didn't even have the strategic placement. That was something that was added to the comp plan after. So it
Okay.
doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah.
the pros and cons of change. But anyways, so now I place people
Yeah.
to help my teammates get volume because as I
Yeah.
said before, volume is what pays you.
Yeah.
Sales volume. And so the nice thing is you can help people get to rank. The only thing is that if you place somebody underneath one of your teammates, you've
Yeah.
signed somebody up and you place them underneath, it doesn't count as a personal enrollment for that associate of yours to qualify for the business builder bonus, which is the two free packs.
Gotcha.
They
Yeah.
have to personally enroll
Yeah.
three people on their own.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because what happens is you have somebody like I'm dealing with a team right now that's not even associated with me, and this girl is an incredible recruiter. And
Okay.
I was on a call the other day with the wide receiver coach of the Oakland Raiders in football,
Okay. Yeah.
and another guy named Jim Ginocchio, who is been on 30-year career on ESPN, NBC, ABC, tremendously high profile people, and they all want to build it as a business. And so I'm on a business meeting telling these guys, okay, don't think too hard. Get three
Yeah.
people that are willing to spend $90 a month on patches. That's it. And
Yeah.
teach those three to get three. And then you'll hit ranks, not even realize you hit ranks.
Yeah.
They
That's
said,
exactly how I'm approaching it. Just get three people, help them get three people. Like I need to keep it that simple.
yeah. And if you have that chart in the slide deck, which I want to make sure you have
Yeah.
that slide deck, you can open up the slide deck in a business meeting and just concentrate on one slide.
Yeah.
Because what you don't want to do is confuse people too much. Networkers that come in, they know and understand that sales volume is what the company pays you on, and that's how you hit ranks.
Yeah.
They know how to do that. Structure is always different, whether it's whether it's a union level, whether it's a binary. They're different strategies. But as I've talked, like even Lori said on the call, I don't know the comp plan. I get Eric. And Eric's one of
Exactly.
her
Yeah.
sponsors. And here's a girl that made over $1 million that has
Yeah.
no real clue how the comp plan works.
Right.
She looks at, okay, you need this and you need this. So people have to get to rank. Well, I've always believed that you get to rank by building sales volume.
Yeah.
You'll stay at rank if you have people on SmartShip.
Yeah.
Who wants to rebuild their business every month? And if people want to build a business, I just say, hey, can you commit to $90 a month, which gives you two packs to build this business and work
Yeah.
at it? If you can do that, I can almost guarantee you that you will be making passive income that you never thought possible. But you have to present it to the business people that are business people and not present it to the people that just want to be an associate and buy product at the best price because they're not going to hear it. They're not ready to hear it yet. But if somebody says, hey, what's the business opportunity? First thing everybody's thinking is, well, you can sell patches and you can do shows and you can do, that's all part of it, but that's not the business opportunity. The business opportunity is to do exactly what Jay's doing, to build a worldwide distribution network of people,
Yeah.
which include, from my perspective, wholesale associates that Dar was talking about. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
So that's my philosophy. That's how I built it because I don't have big networkers that I could say, oh, I'm bringing this person in and this guy in, and they've got a network of 30,000 people. Lori has that. I don't have that.
Yeah.
So that's the way I feel. And I think that all of us can learn this together because if we can all present better, then people can make an informed decision. And we're not trying to get them in. And we need to understand that they understand what the opportunity is. And if they're ready for it, they'll jump on. If they're not ready for it, they can just be a wholesale member, maybe refer a few people to their website, and then build slowly. Not everybody's going to jump in and roll up their sleeves and cannonball into this and say, oh, I'm going to, reach a MVP rank in 1 year. If it's a networker that comes in with a structure of people, there's a great possibility of that.
Yeah.
But we don't have that. So I'll help you with that. I'll do presentations. I'm here to help anybody. And it's amazing, like these people that I had on the call yesterday. So there's another guy named Cisco. He's The Rock. The Rock, the actor. He's The Rock's personal trainer.
Okay.
And he's on this call and loves the patches, but has no
Cool.
clue how to do the business. And I said, you guys are great, amazing men of influence. That's great. And you might sell, thousands of dollars in patches a month, but that's not what you want to be doing. I said, the profit in this business, believe it or not, and how to make money in this business is not in selling, it's in buying.
Yeah.
It's in buying patches and teaching other people to buy patches. All the customer sales and everything are just bonus dollars that come from knowing what to build. It's all bonus money. All of a sudden, because I said, you can't build a business, guys, on what ifs. What if you had 10 customers? What if you had 1,000? What if you had 0 that month? But what if you had 50 on SmartShip that you knew were on SmartShip? What if you had 100 that were on SmartShip? What if you had 10,000 that were on SmartShip of $90? Now you got $900,000 in volume. And of that 9,000 people, there's going to be people buying kits. There's going to be customers. There's going to be people that just sign up to be a wholesale member. So all that becomes bonus volume on top of the 10,000 people that are on SmartShip. So that's how you get to 2.5 million in sales to reach, because people will look at that number of 2.5 million to hit president rank and go, that's impossible. No, it's not impossible. It has to be presented properly and have people have an understanding of that, how it grows. And a business, from my perspective, can only be built on what you know, not what you don't know. Right? I would never start a manufacturing company if I didn't know what my expenses were every month and then what I had to do to cover my expenses. In this business, 3 people, $90 a month covers your fixed cost.
So I get it with the $90, but is there incentive for us to do the SmartShip with 4?
Here's the incentive for the I don't think there is at the beginning. I think there is once you get 3 people.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Because if you get 3 people, you qualify for the business builder bonus, which is 2 free packs, right?
Yeah. Terry, I don't want to, honestly, like I get it with the bonus thing. I really don't want to hear about the bonus right now. I really just want to understand
I'm trying to
the
explain
commission structure of like, I get it that I just want to know about the commissions. Like, is there a benefit to selling the 4, SmartShip with 4 as opposed to the 2?
I'm trying to explain it to you so you
Okay.
have a complete understanding. I'm
Yeah,
not
okay.
talking about bonuses. All I'm talking about that you know that you get 2 free packs if you have 3 people on a smart ship that you personally enrolled. Got that?
Okay, yeah,
If 3 people that you personally enroll go on a smart ship, 2-pack, and you're on a 2-pack, then the
yeah.
company rewards you every month with 2 additional free packs. So
Okay,
now you're getting 4.
okay,
And you're buying 2 and getting 2 because of the 3 people that you've got on a smart ship.
okay.
Now, here's the thing. If you yourself get on a 4-pack only paying for 3,
Yeah,
you're getting 3 packs that you're paying for, and you're getting 3 for free because you get 1 that's free
yeah.
with your 4 for 3 order, your personal smart chip,
Okay.
right? And then you get 2 that are free because you have 3 other people on a smart chip. It doesn't matter whether they're on a 2-pack smart chip or whether they're on a 4-pack. Get 1 free smart chip. So now you got 6 packs a month and you're only paying for 3. So it brings your cost per pack down to $22.50.
Okay.
So you're reducing your pack price. You get to choose what you want to leverage because you may be just going after people that are stressed. You may be going after people that, that want to try the products that are dealing with metabolic rate, trying to, deal with some people that are trying to quit bad habits. So you get to choose and it brings your pack price down to the lowest possible price. So I went on a 4-pack smart chip right away. Why? Because now I get 6 patches a month, 3 that I paid for and 3 that I get for free. And now my pack cost comes down to $22.50. So from my perspective, when I'm selling, because I never give patches away, I don't know whether you heard Lori say that as well, never give packs away for free. I don't. But I can say to people, listen, I can sell you this pack. You want to try this pack of patches, Victory, whatever it happens to be. I'm happy to share it with you. I think it'll work fantastic for you. Give me $45. That's the wholesale price of what I pay for patches, and I'll save you the tax and shipping. And so they get the $45, but here's what happened. I only bought the patches for $22.50. So I'm making a better margin based on how I'm buying, because I always said that profit's in the buying, not the selling.
Yeah.
And so we were in manufacturing, and if customers tightened our margin based on competition, I would go to our suppliers, our paper suppliers, and say, I need a break on the tonnage that I'm buying. I need $20 a metric ton cheaper so that I can compete with the industry and hold my margins. What I see in this business is I'm going to buy my patches at the best possible way and best possible price. And buying the 4 for 3 for me with my 2 free that I get, now I get 1 free because I'm basing 4, or I'm basing my smart chip on 4. Now I get 6 patches a month. My cost is down to $22.50. I'm using all those patches every month anyways. And now I can confidently say to somebody, listen, I'm going to give you a deal. I wholesale to buy these patches is $45. That's what you pay. Based on your 2-pack smart chip, you pay $45 per pack. So I just look at it, as an advantage to me in my business. You can still stay.
Okay, so does it change what I'm really just trying to do right now is calculate the commission and how the structure works as it grows. So, do you get extra commission? Like people are now buying 3 and it's costing them $135. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, Heather.
Bye, Heather.
Thanks a lot, Tara.
You're welcome. So
Um,
your question again?
yeah, so if somebody like so they're buying 3 packs, right? They're paying $135 a month. If they're buying 3 packs, they're actually getting 4. Like they're getting 4 packs, but they're paying for 3, right?
Yep.
So instead of it being 90, it's $135.
Correct.
Right? Yeah. So the commission on that is like 10%. What is it? 10% at the very beginning and I'm just talking about the very basic level when someone starts.
I'm just going to open, just give me a second here. I'm just going to open something here. Give me 1 sec here. Can you see? No, that's not the one I want. Sorry, let me just try that again. Got so many things open on my machine here. I'm just trying to find the right one here. Here's the one I want. Okay, can you see this, Michelle?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know whether you've ever seen this slide deck that I've done before.
Yeah, I have. I've seen you this on presentations, but okay, yeah.
Okay, so this is what's in your back office. It's compensation plan in advance. Okay.
Yeah.
So based on deals that Jay may give, the percentage changes. It's a fluctuating, but basically the standard length on level one, you're paid as an associate, level one, you're paid 4 plus 6%. You see it on the left there? So if you look at the qualified rank, which is the red, let me see if I can move my mouse here.
Okay, no, I just want to really keep this as simple as I possibly can. So
I'm
it's,
trying to keep it simple, but the comp plan's not simple. That's
I
what
know.
that's what
That's
I'm
why
saying.
what I really just want to know, when somebody really just signs up right at the beginning, before they hit any other levels, I don't care, like I know it's going to grow into that right away. So there it is, 4 plus 6%. What does that mean? What's 4 plus 6?
So that's your level one bonus and your level two bonus right here. So if you look at an associate, you don't get paid anything if you don't have a team.
I gotcha, yeah.
They're not going to pay you on personal volume. You know what I mean? So I'll give you an example. So you bring in an associate, they're an associate, they just want to sell, they want to sell wholesale to retail.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm only going to work. I really want to know if somebody is coming on and they're going to sign up with a smart chip.
Okay.
They've
So,
agreed to it. Let's just say they've agreed to sign up for a smart chip and it's for,
so they will make 10%. You will they sign up for a smart chip. They don't get paid
yeah,
anything until they sign up somebody with a
I
smart
gotcha. Yes. So
So
like,
you,
okay, so let's say I sign up 3 people that are signing up for a smart chip.
yep,
Okay. So I've got 3 people now that have signed up for a smart chip, 4 packs a month.
yep.
What's the commission on that?
You're getting 10%.
Okay, that's all I need to know. And then I can just look at it from there. I just really wanted to know the starting point, the basics, so that when I'm telling somebody else when they first sign up, if they sign up 3 people, I really do want to keep it that simple. You sign up 3 people, here's the commission on these things, here's what will happen. At the next level, this is what will happen. And we can talk about, like different levels later on. I just want the starting point to
Yep.
understand the commission structure at the very beginning.
Yep. 25% on retail and then 10% on wholesale.
Okay.
Basically, they're signing up on wholesale. Now, as it opens up in the rank, you can see what the average levels go to in here. So the idea is to get somebody to team leader. That's when it really starts to open up the comp plan,
Okay.
because then you get into level 2 and level 3, right? Because to have level 3 open, you got to hit team leader, which means you have 2 senior associates, which is them plus 2 people. It opens up now another level that pays 4% on that level to whoever's on that level. Okay. Do you sort of understand what I mean?
No, I don't even I honestly don't want to go one step further. I really just want to understand the basic right now, and then I'll sort
There
the
you go.
rest out later.
10% when they're a senior
Yeah.
associate, if as they're building, and they get to the rank team leader, then you yourself get paid on level 1, 15%, and level 2, you get paid 10% of their volume.
Okay. That's all I just want to know for now. That's great.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Terry.
Yeah, my pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your day, Michelle.
Yeah, you too.
Talk to you soon. Bye for now.